We're here at the amazing German Pavilion here at Osaka Expo 2025. And I've got the Pavilion Director, Christopher Hecker, joining us today. Christopher, thanks so much for taking the time to speak with us.
Thank you very much, Lawrence, for being here, and I'm happy that you like the German Pavilion, and I'm looking forward to our interview.
I loved it. I think the application and the thought process that has gone into the pavilion, the full product life cycle that you've talked about, the journey around the design to implementation, and thinking about how not just people here in Japan, but the way the materials can be repurposed. Let's talk about the construction of the pavilion itself, and then we'll talk about some of the companies who have got some of their great innovations on display.
Okay, so the architecture comes from Christian Scherzig. He is one of the architects from Lava Architectures in Berlin. Construction was done by GL Events here in Japan and in France. And the design and everything, the exhibition, comes from Facts and Fiction. They together built a consortium that the ministry selected to build and design, maintain, and afterwards deconstruct the German pavilion. And as you know, the German plot is one of the biggest. It's a Type A self-built pavilion with 3,500 plot square meters. And it was quite a challenge to get all the materials here, get the approvals that we need, get the workers in, the foremen, everybody with the expertise that we needed to make the German pavilion a success. I think our partners, Lava, GL Events, Facts and Fiction, they did a tremendous job in preparing all of that and getting all of this done within the time they had.
Well, you mentioned, Christopher, just to interrupt you, some of those approval processes, because the products themselves are so new and innovative that you had to really speak to the companies across border and obviously with customs here just to bring them into the country.
Yes, it was quite a challenge because it's a German pavilion, and the approach we are taking is to have German building codes and the Japanese or the host country's building codes. All of them need to be satisfied. Sometimes they are conflicting with each other, so you have to decide which one is the higher one. It took us 3 years in the whole preparation, and then in August 2024 we started the construction process. So it was a tough ride, but we made it. We opened the pavilion in time, and it's running smoothly since then.
Yeah, it's amazing. And one of the great things that you have is the circular. The way that it's so interactive and educational as you walk through is great.
So the circular was one of the tender objectives all the bidders needed to fulfill. And Facts and Fiction did, in my opinion, a really good job in coming up with a mascot for the German pavilion that not only stands for circularity, but also takes the Japanese kawaii culture into account, and then unifies both of this with being educational and approachable and likable. And our circular is a little round mochi, like the Japanese rice cake. It changes color. It can speak in Japanese, English, and German. Explains the exhibition on different touch points within the exhibit. It was custom made just for the exhibition. Right. So our colleagues from Facts and Fiction, they set together and soldered together the chips.
Really?
In their offices and came up with all the ideas what the circular needs to be in our audio guide here in Osaka. And I think since we launched it, since we introduced it to the Japanese public, they loved it.
Yeah, well, I can see, as you say, with the kawaii culture, that it is a cute little thing to play with. That's probably the most interactive pavilion I've been to so far, Christopher. So congratulations. And it really, one of the great things about it, it's so thought-provoking. I think one of the things that we discussed when we were walking through was it's not about telling people what to do, but it's asking them to actually ask them questions.
So our idea, especially in the circular me room, is to sit down and reflect on what can I do in my personal life to be a little bit more sustainable. So we don't want our visitors to make big painful changes in their life. It needs to be the small adjustments on a large scale that will create a sustainable future. Creating the future is based on our own everyday singular decisions. And if it comes from within you, to make decisions that are a little bit more conscious about what resources you are using, a little bit more conscious about living together with nature and with your fellow citizens, with your neighbors, to be a little bit more circular. And then within this sustainable decision that comes from within you, you create a sustainable future. So the example I would like to use is 18 years ago, I lived in a Buddhist temple here in Japan.
Wow.
For 1 year I did my civil service there, and during that time I created my own chopsticks.
Yeah.
So until today I'm using those chopsticks so that I do not need to use the one-way throwaway chopsticks.
Yeah. That's impressive, and it's really living the practice and the belief of circularity.
Yeah.
Well, I think you've touched on so many type of products and innovations in the pavilion, Christopher. Everything from construction material to fashion to even future cities, and how that young people I saw walking through were actually trying to design their own cities. And it's a great inspiration. It's a way of trying to show what German companies are doing on a global scale here at Expo as well.
Yes, so we have more than 70 companies involved in our exhibition, from startups to big international companies from Germany, and we will all want them to use this platform to share what they are currently doing with the world to create a sustainable future.
Yeah. Well, I think we're in a beautiful space here with your room here. I'm sure you'll be hosting many delegations and VIPs, as you've talked about. So, what have you got planned for the rest of the remainder of Expo since till the end of October?
So until the end of October, we are looking forward to have more visitors. We have about 10,000 visitors every day.
Wow.
And we want to have that number continue until the end of the Expo, maybe increase it a little bit depending on the weather.
Yeah.
But our main target is to be a place where people can come to and find out what Germany is already doing to create a sustainable future, and take those ideas with them home and think about what they can do to be a little bit more sustainable. Our main audience is the general public. This is what we are talking to, but we also have quite a few high delegations scheduled already for the foreseeable future.
Yeah. Well, I love the personal ownership, but the product applications that you can see, as we've talked about, construction and fashion and urban living, is so applicable, especially in countries like Japan, but all around the world. So there's such a diverse mix of overseas tourists here as well coming through Expo, and I'm sure that Germany is one of those leading countries that just is always pushing the envelope further and further.
Thank you. There's still a lot of way to go until we create a sustainable future, but we are doing the best that we can, and we hope for Expo 2025 to be the platform and the starting point to foster more cooperation internationally, to get all the different ideas from the world together, all the innovative people, all the energizing people, and build the relationships that we need to have a prosperous future.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for spending the time with us on Import Export TV, and your kind hospitality for you and the team to show us around. Congratulations. It is a beautiful and really thought-provoking pavilion, and so interactive that people you can't help but want to get involved with every part of it. So congratulations again, Christopher, and thank you.
Thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much for the interview, and I'm looking forward to see your audience in the German Pavilion.
Yep, I hope so. I'm sure that will encourage them all to come and visit and see for themselves. Great. Thank you, Christopher.
Thank you very much.
Ta.